what it was. Y'all know who it is. And you tuned in with Priceless Knowledge Yourself. And I figured I'd put y'all down with a little cosmic insight this afternoon. And it's hump day. So we're going to continue on with this Venus series. So this right here, this a little something about those people that have Venus and Aquarius in their natal chart. And before we even get to these weird motherfuckers, you already know what I'm going to do first. I'm going to bring y'all a little bit about Venus in astrology and also give y'all a little bit about the sign of Aquarius in astrology. So with that being said, let's get it cracking. What's Venus? Venus is the second planet from the sun. It's never more than 47 degrees away from the sun. It's feminine energetically. It rules the sign of Taurus and Libra, as well as the second and the seventh houses of the zodiac chart, y'all. And for me, Venus is all about pleasure, especially pleasure shared with somebody else in particular. It concerns itself with love, romance, harmony, beauty, money, marriages, friendships, and business partnerships. It's about spreading happiness and tenderness, and at the same time teaching us to love and appreciate the shit that we possess. It's about the arts and each one of our individual sense of the aesthetic and what we find in what we each find beautiful. And for me, it's also inextricably linked to culture, charm, and grace. You know, it brings a touch of class wherever it's at. And this planet also, you know, it wants us to show the pleasures that we derive from our possessions, and luxuries of any kind are pleasing to Venus. It really wants to deal in the exquisite part of life. And as I tell y'all every time, when we fucking with Venus, it's an extremely sensual, not necessarily sexual, but an extremely sensual world. So, what is the sign of Aquarius? This is the 11th sign of the zodiac that rules the 11th house. It's ruled by Uranus and to a lesser degree Saturn. It rules over the shins. Its symbol is the water bearer, and its mantra for me is, I know. This is fixed air, y'all. And Aquarius energy for me is all about social conscience and individuality. Aquarius is tasked to make the world a better place. And it's about being extremely visionary and pioneering. And it also likes to engage others in the process. Wherever Aquarius shows up in the chart, it's going to stand out and lead the way to a better tomorrow through quantum leaps. It's about quirky authenticity, electric energy, and exploring new ways to advance the world to a brighter tomorrow. Being the water bearer, Aquarius is about putting your feelings to the side and actually getting some shit done. You know, it's ingenious energy in its own way. It really is, no matter how weird it is. So what about those people that have Venus and Aquarius in their natal chart? Well, when I think of Venus and Aquarius, pardon me, I think of somebody that's just different, with a love that's just different. So if you're looking for something different, then you ain't got to look no further than them, y'all. Cause all bullshit to the side, these people really do tend to just do everything uniquely, from their crazy sense of social stamina to their way of extending friendship to a eclectic mix of different people, you know, and also the attention grabbing way that they look. And speaking of which, those with this Venus are pretty much always gonna look striking or unique in some way. And that could be when they're very preppy or ultra chic and clean, prim, or even geeky. Or, you know, it might be that in that edgy camp with the high shock factor with a whole bunch of piercings and weird ass hair colors and tattoos and shit like that. And gauges. I usually equate a lot of gauges to Scorpio and Aquarius placements. I'd also say that if they do even blend in outwardly, there's always going to be something unusual and ingenious about their mindset, though, which they're typically well aware of themselves, and they proud of it too. And they can work your nerves, you know, when they get in this little crusader mode that they get and be on that self-righteous bullshit. Because if they get to smelling themselves and knowing that they're the awesome individuals that they are, then everybody's going to know they smelling themselves. And that can get on people's nerves more than anything else. And on a more intimate level, Venus and Aquarius brings their own original, totally independent outlook to relationships. And it's a damn good chance that they'll surprise the fuck out of you with the choices that they make in love. Whether that be the quirky shit that turns them on, you know, that weird, freaky shit that you just wouldn't expect out of this individual, you know, to the fact that social labels such as race, class, religion, you know, sexual orientation and things like that usually don't mean half as much as, you know, the individual that they're fucking with having a profound mind that can meet them on their level. And, you know, if you're from the outside looking in, their love life is probably going to trip you the fuck out, but it ain't your motherfucking business. And that's how they feel too. So stay out their motherfucking business. You dig? And I'll say that the Venus and Aquarius woman defies convention all the way around. And that's to say the least. And the Venus and Aquarius man, you know, they respect the free thinkers, pardon me. And neither one, the Venus and Aquarius male or the Venus and Aquarius female, you know, they ain't gonna be scared to let they freak flag fly. They about that shit. And I'm gonna say that right now. They ain't scared to go wherever you want to go. At the same time, in a relationship, these people are going to require a lot more personal space than the average motherfucker. And, you know, they definitely ain't trying to be bound up or merged with anybody like a Venus and Scorpio necessarily would. That ain't what they're about. They're kind of a sampler in a way. And more than anything else, they're about friendly, group-oriented motherfucking things. And they'd rather be at home with a little small clique of people than anything else, than anything with a large scale or really intimate shit. Like, that ain't what they about. It's really essentially important for them to be with somebody whose mind is as quirky as theirs, that won't really judge their weird ass, y'all. And dating is sometimes going to be a little bit more challenging for them for the simple fact that intimate encounters is really against the Aquarius nature. And so it's going to make them uncomfortable. But if they can link up with somebody with an intelligent and fair mind and that allows them to do their own authentic thing, and hey, they might have something really special on their hands. But it's not a lot of people that are going to be willing to give them the level of freedom that they require in a relationship. It takes a lot of trust, which they don't trust you, so it's going to be hard for you to trust them. And on another note, it's quite possible that these type of motherfuckers are members of a few different groups or clubs of like-minded individuals. You know, these are the motherfuckers that's liable to be in the chess club, be a crib, be in my Facebook group, the PTA, everything other motherfucking else, man. And to say the least, you know, in a group sense, these motherfuckers gonna be active and represent in a way. You know what I mean? But also want to do their own thing, which is paradoxical, but that's Aquarius. It's weird and you might not meant to understand it because it's genius. They can do it. Can you? Probably not. In the emotional sense, though, they're going to be loners. And they really don't have much use for that sentimental shit at all. But on the flip side, I've observed that Venus and Aquarius people have this incredibly calming effect on unbalanced people. And they're a magnet for other outcasts and eccentrics like themselves. Cause they're always widely admired for the same way that they treat everybody. They're going to treat everybody just the same. You know what I mean? Unless they feel you stupid and then they're going to act like they're above you. But that's a whole motherfucking story. Creatively, you know, I say that this is the mad scientist. And they're likely to be able to conjure up shit that doesn't even exist yet. Like, you know, it ain't shit. Like, they're geniuses. Cause whatever it is, when you're dealing with Aquarius energy,
they're always going to be ahead of their time. So maybe if we talk about an intimate sense, you know, they might be able to create some positions and some freaky shit that you ain't never even thought of. But everybody ain't gonna be up on that weird shit, excuse me. And, you know, their uniqueness and originality is what attracts people to them. As, you know, as well as the way that, you know, they ain't scared to stand up and fight the system and hold it down for the underdog in any way. And they ain't never gonna be always bringing up old emotional shit either. When that shit's over and done with them, they're gonna leave it where it's at. When I say the water bear, it's a man pouring out a bucket of water saying, man, fuck them feelings, man, let's do something else. And this don't mean that they don't love. It just means they ain't down with that clingy or possessive shit, you know? And, you know, my advice for y'all that do have this placement is to learn to value the heart just as much as the mind, man. And stop using and doing weird shit to scare motherfuckers away just cause you scared of getting hurt. Cause that same uniqueness that draws motherfuckers in is that same odd shit that freaks us out. And instead of all that, just be straight up and let people know how you feel for once. But that ain't me. That's on y'all. What you do with it is what you do with it. I don't have Venus in Aquarius. I'm at the opposite end of the spectrum. I got Venus in Leo. So that ain't an issue for me. But anyway, no matter where you got Venus at, man, you don't have to feed into these negative qualities. But if you got some positive shit going on, if you're a genius, use that shit. Just because you built like that don't mean you have to build like that. But if you do decide to build with it, make sure you have a solid foundation. Hey, I appreciate all the love and support. If you're interested in any astrological readings whatsoever, please either hit me up in the comments below or email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. And look, man, there's been some priceless knowledge yourself. Hit that like button. Share this bitch. Subscribe to my channel. Go join my Facebook group. Help me help somebody else if you're only looking for it. But you might need to pay attention to what I have to say, man, because I've been through some shit. And so, with that being said, I'm going to catch y'all in a little bit when I bring y'all a little something about those people that have Venus and Taurus in their natal chart. And that's going to get interesting, man, because it's at home. I'll let you.